Welcome back to Hot Stove. We are preparing to head south to Orlando, Florida on Sunday for the winter meetings. And given the largely unaccomplished agenda of so many clubs, we're expecting a lot of activity next week at the winter meetings with everybody under the same roof. We'll be there to cover it live, starting with a special edition of MLB Tonight, Sunday night, live from Orlando. And then we'll be there, our whole Hot Stove crew, starting Monday morning bright and early. We'll be there for 4 straight days live, and there will be no stone left uncovered. So, to whet your appetite for Orlando, Keith Costas has begrudgingly obliged in putting together some very important information as to why Orlando is such a baseball-relevant destination.
MLB Network remembers Orlando, Florida. Nicknamed the City Beautiful, the city stands a shining beacon of amusement parks, restaurants, music, and entertainment in Central Florida. But years before becoming the second largest tourist destination in the U.S., the town was enraptured by a deep love affair with baseball. There's much debate over the origin of the name Orlando, but my sources have confirmed that it is named after the famed singer Tony Orlando, who was once a farmhand in the Minnesota Twins affiliate Orlando Twins. The Twins played their 28 seasons at Tinker Field in Orlando, a pivotal landmark in baseball history. Tinker Field was named after Baseball Hall of Famer Joe Tinker, who had the stadium built in 1914. Tinker, made famous by the double play combo of Tinkers to Evers to Chance, wanted to build the stadium as part of Orlando's first theme park, Tinkertown. The idea did not take off like he expected. Legend has it that a young Walt Disney visited Tinkertown and was immediately inspired to create what would become his Disney empire. During an exhibition game at Tinker Field in the late 60s, Disney witnessed an aging Mickey Mantle hit a towering home run that is said to have rolled 18 miles to nearby Lake Buena Vista. Seeing the connection between Mantle and his famous mouse, Disney decided to immediately break ground on the exact spot where the ball had landed. Today, we call that spot Disney World. With Disney World leading the charge, the area quickly rose to one of the main tourist attractions in the country. Famous ball players flocked to make their homes there, baseball writers spent their off-seasons at its many attractions, and some ball players even changed their names to honor the city. But perhaps one of the greatest Orlando success stories comes from its famed boy band scene. In the mid-90s, an emerging group of young musicians from the Orlando area visited a Philadelphia Phillies spring training game. A foul ball in the third inning was caught by frontman Zach Greinke. Greinke promptly fired it back onto the field at what some witnesses say was close to 105 miles an hour. Scouts immediately took notice of his cannon, and Greinke would be replaced as lead singer of the band by Justin Timberlake a month later. The rest, as they say, is history. So as baseball flocks south for the winter, let us not look upon O-Town merely as a warm spot for executives and players to work on their suntans, but as a city forever connected to the history of our nation's pastime.
Wow, that is a lot of information, Keith. None of it verifiable on Wikipedia. Was that all creative license that you had taken, or was that based in even a little bit of fact?
You tell that to the people at the Peabody Association. They tell me my award is still in the mail. It's yet to arrive.
So, do you have anything to button that up on in terms of Orlando being such a baseball hotbed?
Yeah, well, on a more serious note, hopefully we get a little more action this year than we did last time we were down there. We'll take a look at some of the significant deals, if you can call them that, from that winter in Orlando. Corey Hart to the Mariners.
That was it?
Jerry Blevins traded to the Nationals. Bartolo in his 40s signing a 2-year deal. Really not much movement there. But again, on a more serious note, there is a little bit of a parallel. If you remember, Tanaka came over that winter. He hadn't been posted, so kind of holding up the whole market, which we're seeing right now with Ohtani. A couple other times it's been in Orlando. 2010, we got the huge deal, Carl Crawford to the Red Sox.
Wow.
2006, this is an interesting one. Not much happened that week either, but kind of under-the-radar stuff you're always looking for at winter meetings. Josh Hamilton in the Rule 5 draft, reviving his career. And my favorite, back in 78, the first time the meetings were ever in Orlando, Rod Carew declining the trade to the Giants. Another parallel to what we're seeing this year with Stanton.
Wow. You know what? I
didn't know that.
Didn't even know that that had ever happened.
Yep, ended up in Anaheim a few months later. Finished out his career there.
Good stuff. All right, Keith Costas. That's why Orlando is baseball relevant, and we're headed there again on Sunday for more winter meetings.